Now, if you were following shares of Google today, no, you weren't seeing double. This was the first day of trading for two separate classes of Google stock. There was Class A and Class C. And unlike a lot of big tech names today, shares of both classes rose, but only by a fraction. So what's behind the two different classes of Google stock? And who are the big winners in the split? Josh Lipton explains.
Google's motto is "Don't be evil." Another motto could be "Don't share the power." In Silicon Valley, power can mean having a say over the direction of a company by being a shareholder with voting rights. Before today, there were only two classes of Google stock. Class A shares carry voting rights. If you own one share of Class A stock, then you have one vote. But co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page maintain control of Google using Class B shares that carry 10 votes for each share. The two, along with Eric Schmidt, Google's executive chairman, control more than 60% of the vote, which gives them control over the company's future. Starting today, investors can buy Class C shares, but that stock carries no voting rights. Why do this? Because it means Brin and Page can now use this new class of stock to compensate employees or to make acquisitions without giving up any control of the company.
It does protect their long-term control in Google. But I think if you look at Google, they've really had control from day one. They did have the initial 1 vote per and 10 votes per distinction, and investors did incredibly well. If you adjust for this move, you're basically looking at a $42.50 IPO price, and now the stock trading in the neighborhood of $600.
What does this mean for the average Google investor? Not much. The value of their stock hasn't changed. They just now own two classes of shares instead of one. Other companies in the S&P 500 that also have different classes of stock include Comcast, CBS, and Facebook. The social network's Class B stock, which is mostly owned by CEO Mark Zuckerberg, retained the majority of voting rights. In just the past few months, Google has been on a shopping spree. The company acquired smart thermostat maker Nest Labs for $3.2 billion and Boston Dynamics, which makes robots. Google has bought more than 20 companies over the past year. Google's founders have shown they have the desire for acquisitions, both large and small. Now they have a new way to satisfy that appetite while maintaining their control of the search giant. Josh Lipton, Nightly Business Report, Silicon Valley.